Imagine discovering your absolute life's passion, only to have your own mother refuse to teach it to you because she believes it will bring you nothing but pain and poverty. Today, we are exploring a deeply emotional story about tradition, passion, and the heavy price of passing down a legacy. Welcome to our next story breakdown, The Potmaker. Ever since Sentila became old enough, she dreamed of becoming a potmaker just like her mother and grandmother. But her mother Arenla wanted her to become a weaver instead. One night, Sentila overheard a conversation where her mother complained about Sentila's indifference to weaving. Arenla explained that pot making brought her no joy and only a tiny pittance for her troubles. To make pots, she had to climb down a sheer drop to a riverbank 16 kilometers away to get the grey and red clay, carry the heavy load uphill until her back ached, and tediously pound the stubborn clay to soften it. She wanted Sentila to weave because it was an indoor job. It wasn't messy, it took much less time, and it paid a handsome return. But Sentila couldn't let her dream go. On days she managed to stay home, she secretly approached expert potters to watch them work. She was completely fascinated, watching how deftly they rotated the clay, finding the regular tap tap of the spatula to be like music to her ears. Eventually, Sentila's secret visits became the topic of village gossip. The village council even summoned her father Mesoba, demanding to know why Arenla was refusing to pass down this skill. The elders firmly warned him that traditional skills did not belong to any individual, but symbolize the history of the people and must be passed on from generation to generation. The following year, Arenla finally took Sentila to the riverbank to teach her. Sentila was a quick learner at digging and prepping the malleable dough, but when it came to actually shaping the pot, she couldn't even hold the dough properly. Her mother would simply sit in the corner and watch as Sentila hung her head in shame and frustration. For almost an entire year, Sentila was completely unable to learn anything from her mother. Everything changed when Sentila matured and was sent to stay in a girls' dormitory. The kind supervisor, a widow named Onula, quietly watched Sentila making clumsy, tense efforts to shape a pot. When Sentila wearily dropped the misshapen lump, Onula gently stepped in and taught her how to make a perfect pot. With newfound confidence, Sentila finally created a beautiful pot. Onula then pointed out that the mouth of the pot was wrong, advising her to carefully watch her mother's technique next time. During her next session with Arenla, Sentila observed exactly how her mother slackened her rhythm and added a strip of dough to fashion the rim. Then, on a bright sunny day, Arenla completed her batch, complained of a headache and backache, and told Sentila to try and make as many pots as she could before going inside. Left entirely alone, Sentila suddenly found her momentum. Like a sprinter, she worked with incredible speed and dexterity, creating pot after perfect pot until her row was just one short of her mother's tally. Exhausted, Sentila went to the house to join her mother for lunch. But when she reached the threshold, she found her mother lying on the floor, not breathing. The villagers raced to the house, but it was too late. The next morning, as Arenla's body was carried out, a devastated Sentila ran after it shouting, "Mother, I did not wish it to happen this way. It simply came to me. Please forgive me." Nobody understood what she meant, except for Onula. Intuitively sensing that something momentous had happened, Onula peeked into the slightly ajar work shed. Inside, she stopped in her tracks. Two neat rows of newly made pots stood side by side in perfect symmetry. They were so flawless that she could not tell one batch from the other. As Onula walked away, she realized she had just witnessed a profound revelation. Through tragedy and perfect symmetry, a new pot maker was born.